Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video. And today I've got a box that arrives from the USA. I've pre-opened it just to make sure that it was what I thought it was, and it comes from a company called Boss Fight Studio. Boss Fight Studio, for people who know, created something, I think it was on Kickstarter originally, and they had a collection of action figures called Vitruvian Hacks, and literally it was a system of small 3.75 inches figures that were basically you could actually change all the bits and do other figures with them, and they did quite a few things like, I've seen, you know, Greek soldiers and creatures like the Gorgon, that kind of thing. I mean, that's the kind of thing they started with, and they've been doing lots of stuff, and they've actually ventured in some licenses. So I've decided to try one of their license, which is also not 3.75 inches figures. They actually have something which is the same scale as the superpowers, the old Kenner superpowers from the 80s, you know, the DC superheroes like Superman and Batman. And basically they've got a line called Power Star, and so Power Star is literally retro figures, the same scale as, well, they are supposed to be the same scale as the superpowers, and they've decided to actually use some of the old classic comic book characters. Like, you've got the Phantom, and you've got characters from the old Flash Gordon cartoon. So you do have 4 of them so far. We're going to have a look at them in detail. You've got 4 of them so far, and they look absolutely fantastic. So we're going to start maybe with the non-Flash Gordon one, and then do all the Flash Gordon ones. But I'm quite excited because I do like the idea of figures that are actually compatible with superpowers. So I've got an old superpower here just for comparison, and yeah, it does work. So we will see if it's really the same scale or if it's slightly bigger or slightly smaller. I think they're about the correct size. So first of all, before we open them, this is the blister. So you can see you do have the blister with the action figure. You do have an illustration of the Phantom, and then in the back you do have, of course, a little bio of the Phantom and the whole wave of figures. So there's 4 figures in the wave, the Phantom and the 3 Flash Gordon figures. Right? They do have some accessories, and those look really nice. At least that's my first reaction to them, is that they are really cool. So here is the Phantom. As you can see, I mean, it's a very cool sculpt. It's very comic booky, it's very 1980s. We can actually check right now, and yes, it is the same scale as the old superpowers, which is great news. Fantastic. You can now do Flash Gordon versus the Justice League if you want to. Each of it does have 2 gun accessories that you can actually, well, let's have a better look at this. I'm doing it in the wrong order. So basically you do have the figures. It does have 7 points of articulation, which are the waist, the knee, the arm, and the head. Does it? No, it doesn't twist. It's waist. So, and you do have, so here you go, really nice. You do see that they do have some accessories here, which are basically the holsters to put the guns. So you can actually put the guns in the holster, which is actually a very cool feature. I love it when they do little holsters for guns on simple action figures, because it's always quite a bonus. And of course you can put the guns in the Phantom's arms if you want. So here you go, that's the first one of the series, and then we're going to have a look at our friend Flash Gordon, because each of them is a bit different. So as you can see, Flash Gordon, a bit more accessories, does have an extra head, and of course in the back you do have the bio from Flash Gordon. Oh, same thing, you do have all 4 characters from the wave, and well, we're going to open this, and here you go. Here is Flash Gordon. I mean, it's a great figure. Lots of little details. It's very, very nicely done. It's so much the animated series from the 70s, 80s. It's really very, very cool. Once again, it does have 2 holsters. What is great is you've got because I've got, as I said, it's got accessories. So you do have actually a sword and a gun, and it looks more like a space gun. So the great thing is you can actually put the gun in the holster, and there is actually something to actually put the sword, so you can actually attach the sword to the side, which is really, 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 really cool. And this one has something else. It does have an alternate head, so let's try and put the alternate head. I find those are always a bit squeaky when you try and put them anyway. Here you go, I put it the best way I can. So this is the alternate head for Flash Gordon, which is really nice. I mean, it's a very cool head. I think I do prefer the head with the helmet though. But you do have the choice, which is really cool. You have the choice between 2 heads. I think it's a very nice feature because most of the 5-point or 7-point of articulation retro figures wouldn't have alternate heads, so it's actually quite nice to have that option. Once again, I mean, we can compare, but of course is the same scale as Superman, so proper superpower scale. Then we do have the Prince Thun, who is one of the first allies of Flash Gordon when he arrives on Mongo. Basically same thing, you do have the bio in the back, you do have the whole wave being shown, and oh, this one actually had a little bit of a problem. I think they forgot to put the glue on. It does happen from that time. It's not a big deal for me because I'm a toy opener, but it can be a problem for people who love mint in package item. Should be fairly easy to put some glue, but I mean, I can actually get it out without needing to open it, which is always cool. So this is Prince Thun, who looks absolutely fantastic as well. So that's rather cool. He does have his little tail. I don't think that the tail is articulated. No, it's not. But the it does have a little loincloth, which is really nice. And of course he comes with a sword. Of course he doesn't have a holster to put his sword. I mean, there's not much space in that loincloth for that, but we're going to do this. Let me try. Here you go. So that's the Prince Thun from the collection, which is rather cool. I didn't show you, but it's got actually some little claws on his feet, which I think is a nice little feature. He is actually a bit taller, but I suppose it's the mane that does that. Yes, it is the mane that shows him a bit taller than he should be normally. And we've got, at last but not least, we've got Ming the Merciless, and he looks absolutely fantastic. He does have a cape, he does have golden accessories, because, I mean, that's Ming. And same thing in the back, you do have the bio, as usual. So, the good thing though, so he looks absolutely fantastic, first of all. And he does have a fabric cape, which is very much like a fabric cape you would have found in the Superpower line. I do believe I'm not sure that it is removable. I'm not sure I want to actually try. It seems to be glued, or is it? No, you can actually remove the cape, which is really cool. It's really done in the same kind of way that the capes for superpowers were done. So you do have the color is a bit color is more it can be moved a bit. So let's see if I can manage to put back the cape, because I would be a bit annoyed if I couldn't put it back now that I have removed it. So normally there should be a little plastic clasp, and here you go. That works. Yay! So very, very cool. I do like the way they've done it, because we can see actually the cape go on his shoulder, and once again he also has, of course, his 7-point of articulation, and he does have the same holster thing that Flash Gordon has, because of course it got his golden sword that you can actually put in his holster on this side, and he's got his golden gun that you can put in his other holster. So that's actually very cool. So I really love those. I'm very, very happy, quite impressed to be fair, that I really didn't know what to expect. I know that Boss Fight Studio has a reputation for very high quality toys, but I had never thought that they would be doing something like that, because they usually do more detailed figures like their Vitruvian hacks. They've been doing actually quite a few smaller scale. They do have the Flash Gordon movie figures, which are absolutely beautiful. They do have some Zorro figures. They have quite a few very interesting figures, but I thought I would try those. I'm very, very happy. So Flash Gordon, Ming, the Phantom, and Prince Thun. That's the whole wave, and they are fantastic. And I will remind you, the name of the line is called Power Star, and basically it comes from Boss Fight Studio. You can order them directly from their bossfightshop.com. That's their website. You can order them directly. They ship worldwide, and those are not very expensive figures. I can't remember if they are $23 or $25 or $28 maybe each, which is not really a big price. It's actually quite a good deal. And here you go. That's the first wave of their Power Star figure. I hope they do another wave, because I would love to see more Flash Gordon figures, like having, for example, I mean, Delardine and Darkoff and all those characters. And it would be nice to have maybe a Neo Mandrake or Lothar to. I mean, that's the kind of character you would expect to go with Flash Gordon and the Phantom anyway. So here you go. That's all for today, and I will speak to you again soon for another unboxing. Bye.